All right, apps class, we're going to take a look at lesson number 7 in our HTML coding. And if you go to my website here, you'll see that I have a handout here for lesson number 7. It will guide you through. And also, there's this link to color names that you can use in case you want to style some of the text. You really don't have to style the text if you don't want, but you can if you wish. I'm going to go ahead and pull this handout up, and I'll be bouncing back and forth to some other things as well. Now, this one is about making tables, and I'm just going to draw this, but, and we've done these in Microsoft Word, but a table on a page is something that's just kind of arranged like this. It has rows and columns, and if I draw these rows in here, so this table that I'm drawing here on this whiteboard thing has, would be row number 1, this would be row number 2, here's row number 3, here is row 4, row 5. This would be column number 1, column 2, column 3. You can put content, text, and things inside these cells. And so what we're going to look at is how do you write HTML code that will create a table structure like this with rows and columns. And how do you put stuff inside these cells? That's what my handout's going to guide you through, and that's kind of what we're going to make today. It's going to be very simple. All right, well, let's get this out of the way, get my whiteboard out of the way. Here's my handout that's going to help us out a little bit. And I've got Notepad already running. So let's go to work. Fast forward with me here. I've already got the first part of it done. I'm going to change this. I just kind of pulled up a file that I'd used before, so I'm going to change the title of this to say a web page with a table. All right, there we go. Now you'll notice here, if you will look at the body tag right here, I've put in that command that we talked about in lesson 6, background color equals, and I've asked for black. All right, well, you do whatever you want as far as the color goes. It doesn't have to be black. You don't even have to change it if you don't want to. All right, now let's go to work on this. The next tag that we're going to put in here, and this is all on the handout, but the next tag is going to be kind of a table tag that starts the thing off, the beginning of the table. It's going to look like that. Now, before I actually close the tag with that other bracket, I am going to put in a few other options here. I'm going to say border equals, and I'm going to put this in quotes. I'm going to put border equals 2. That's for the thickness of the border on the table. Now, again, you don't have to have that option in there. It will default to a setting, but you can control the thickness of that border. I'm also going to put in here BG color equals, and I'm going to say light steel blue. And then I'm going to close that tag. Now, this BG color tag right here, this argument, they call it, this argument right here, will only affect the background of the table itself, not the background of the page. All right, that's up here. It's going to be a black page, but the table is going to have a light steel blue background to it. All right, well, now we're going to move ahead. Now, the next thing that we do is that we create table rows, and those table rows contain table data. All right, well, to start a table row, I just use this tag, bracket tr bracket. I'll press enter right there. Now, to start some table data, all right, I'm going to start bracket td bracket. But the table data tag can kind of be used in one sentence, so watch what I do here. My table is going to have some information about some movies, so in the first cell of the first row, I'm just going to put the word movie. Then I'm going to start another tag, and it's going to close that little bit of table data. So see what I did there. It's the TD tag and the /TD tag, and inside that tag it's just the word movie. I'm going to press enter right there. I'll make another table data tag, TD bracket, and this is going to say star. I'm going to have like a column heading here for the star of the movie. All right. So I need to end that table data tag like that, /TD inside brackets. All right, now in the third cell of the first row, this is all on row number 1, I am going to put a comment about the movie, and you'll see, I'm going to show you what this is going to look like when it's all done, so it'll make sense to you if you just keep watching, just keep hanging in there. All right, so I've got table data, and I'm going to close that table data tag. All right, great. Now that is going to be the end of that table row. That's the end of row number 1. So I'm going to put a bracket /tr for table row, and that's it for row 1. Now again, this is where copy and paste becomes your friend. If you have correctly coded this, which I'm pretty sure I have, I can drag over this, Control C to copy, come down a little bit, Control V to paste. And this is going to be row 2 of the table down here, this TR and TR tags, the start of the row and the end of the row. All right, that's going to be row 2, but I don't want it to say the exact same thing as row 1. So what I'm going to do here is put the name of a movie. All right, well, I'm going to put MI3 for Mission Impossible 3. The star of that movie is Tom Cruise. All right, and then a comment about that movie. All right, well, I'm going to say best of the MI movies. You might disagree, but I think it was Ghost Protocol was good. All right, so that's what row number 2 is going to look like. It's going to say MI3 Tom Cruise best of the MI movies. All right, I'll go on down. That's the end of row 2. I'm going to paste again, and this becomes row 3. You can see them here, table row. All right, an end of the table row, and then here's row number 2. Okay, this is going to be row number 3. But again, I don't want it to say movie here. All right, I need another movie. Well, this one's going to be Catching Fire. And the star of Catching Fire, I'm going to come in here and take out that word star, and Jennifer, left out the F there, Jennifer Lawrence. All right. And again, I'm going to make my comment about this movie here. I'm going to say better than Hunger Games. I thought so anyway. I like the second one better than the first one. All right, I've got one more row to go. This is row number 1, 2, 3. All right, well, let's go to work here. I'm going to paste one more time. On this 4th row, I'm going to put information about one more movie. This is going to be Star Trek Into Darkness. And there are a lot of good people in that movie, but I'm going to go with Chris Pine as my guy here. And this, for me, best of the Star Trek movies so far. All right. So I've got all of this information in here. This is going to be row 1 of my table. This is row 2 of my table, row 3, row 4, and that's enough. That's the end of my table. Now, if that's the end of a table, don't we have to have ending tags usually to end things in HTML? Yes, we do. So it's going to look like this, bracket / table bracket. Now, I'm really not quite done, because up here, remember, I had an HTML tag that started up here, and I had a body tag that started right here, so we always have to finish those. Bracket, close the body, bracket, bracket, close the HTML, bracket, and this should do it. If everything has worked properly, I've got a table all kind of coded out here. So we're going to go File and Save As, and this is going to be lesson 7.html. Now I'm getting nervous. Moment of truth. I'll click Start, click Computer, get to my network drive, get to my HTML folder, lesson 7. Minimize this down in here and pull it around. Oh, look. Lovely. Now, again, this is not the fanciest thing since sliced bread, but everything worked the way it should have in my code. I have a black page background. Great. The background of my table is that light steel blue color that I specified. The border of my table is 2 pixels thick. That's what I specified when I said border equals 2. And you can see all of the table data showing up here in each table row. Here's row number 1 with its table data, row number 2 with its table data, row 3, row 4. If you put this together and it looks anything like this, then you have been successful with your job today. You have created a web page with a table. So what you would do then in that case, you would hop up to My Big Campus and turn it in here on HTML number 7. That's your your link for turning it in. And folks, it's your turn. Time for you to jump in and give it a shot.